Notified by businesses and communicated to the Premier via Thomas George and Jeff Provest on Wednesday, by myself via email. And these were our 5 areas. We needed garbage removal, we needed immediate cash injection, we needed a central point of information, we needed insurance issues addressed, and mental health support. Now, the one issue that has had no comment by either the Prime Minister or the Premier is about a one-off economic stimulus payment to businesses to tide them over the critical period between now and when insurances begin coverage. This is the vulnerable time of tipping point, and I'd like to just invite Brett Bugg, who can give us what are the actual figures we need, what we're actually asking for. Brett, could you come up? Brett is the co-owner of the two OGA stores, and he's very well in tune with what our needs are. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Ilsa. I'd just like to say, firstly, my business wasn't affected directly. I'm fortunate, and more fortunate than most of the people in this room. 10 centimetres saved us from going under, and for that, I would actually like to thank Troy Green and Vince and the council staff who fought us for 3 months on the to build the 1 in 150 year flood level. So we wanted 1 in 100, and they made us go to 1 in 150, and that extra metre saved me from being bankrupt. So thank you very much. But look, my direct question is to the ministers here. As small businessmen in the room, we don't have a lot of cash. Cash flow is our biggest issue. We live on a 4 to 6 weekly cycle. Bills come in, we get 30 days they turn over. For the next 30 days, these people in the room are still going to be paying a lot of those bills. They're paying for stock that's come through. They've got no cash coming into their business. What we don't need low interest loans. We need cash to get these people through the next 4 to 6 weeks. If they can get through to 4 to 6 weeks, they can pay their staff. If they can't pay their staff, those staff don't have jobs, those staff don't have money, they can't actually come and spend money in town. For people like me, the rest of the businesses are here, we're going to fail as well. Those 4 to 6 weeks are the crucial part. So what we need is not low interest loans to go and pay somewhere back. Why don't we do, I don't know, 10% of the payroll for the last financial year as a direct cash, no interest, no bones attached, no anything attached to it. Give them the money in the next 2 weeks, because if they don't get the money in the next 2 weeks, those people that are directly affected, they haven't got their businesses open, they're gone. They can't pay their staff. Give them some money now. 10% of their payroll from last year, something simple like that, work it out, and then this town will keep going. You've got to get these guys through the next 6 weeks.
We don't all have staff.
Thank you. So I'll hand it over to both Justine and Thomas to answer that question.
Thanks, Ilsa, and thanks everyone for their contributions today. Look, my main priority is calling for more state and federal government funding on the ground now. That is what is needed, listening to everyone here and over the past few days as well. Yesterday, I called on, again, both the state and federal governments to activate Category C of the Natural Disaster Relief and Recovery Arrangements. This is an arrangement between those levels of government, and they can decide that today and have money here straight away, and they are holding that up. And I have called upon them to do it, because what that activates is grants for businesses, grants for primary producers, a community support fund that puts money into the community to rebuild and repair. That is what we desperately need. We saw that happen in Queensland very quickly in a number of places. So I have made that a very clear and definite call. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to stand here and mince my words at all today. The reaction by the state and federal governments has been a complete and utter disgrace when it comes to their reaction here in Murwillumbah and Lismore. It is wrong. And to Jeff and to Thomas, I suggest you ring your Premier and your Prime Minister and tell them to sign Category C declaration today, because we need it. We need it in this town. So listen to what they're saying and make them do it. And that will be the focus of my main priority from now now to keep the pressure on those levels of government. We need the money here. We need the direct grants for businesses. I hear what you're saying, and I will keep the pressure up, and I'm calling on everyone else to do the same.
Morning everyone, and first of all, I'm very pleased to be here this morning. I'd rather we were all not here. This has been a major disaster. There's no doubt about that. It's an understatement. And everyone in the community throughout this whole Northern Rivers has never experienced a flood event like this, a water event like this. I know that. And I know that we have been trying to do everything possible. You stood there on Monday with the Prime Minister and said this is above politics. Well, it is above politics. I've been trying to represent this community, and let me tell you, in New South Wales, and you say Queensland, Category C as such today does not cover small businesses. So I'm not going to mince my words either. Small businesses have never been allocated money to small business out of Category C. However, that's why those forms are here, to allow us to build a case with the Council and the Chamber of Commerce in each area to try and get this through as soon as possible to include small businesses. Category C, every time has been allocated, has gone to farmers and landowners. It's never gone to small businesses. And in Queensland today, there is no Category C for small businesses. And I'll stand to be corrected on that, but we've researched that and we have not been able to find that. But let me assure you that Jeff and I, there was announcements made this week for support. There's a recovery centre here, and it's easy for me to say, go down there, or there's people in this room today that can help you. That's immediate. But I need, and I implore you to fill those forms out. Yesterday we had a similar meeting at Lismore, over 300 people like this here today. 250 businesses filled those forms out that morning. And we need that so we can then go to Sydney. We can then create a case for a Category C for small businesses. I've been in small business all my life. And I just feel it. And I apologise for anyone that's tried to contact my office. It's underwater and we haven't been able to get back up and running yet. So I do apologise if you've tried to contact our office. But I've been working with the Council. We were declared a natural disaster on day one. We were, and that was to trigger the support for the councils to get in and try and provide the support to the communities and to keep you safe. And I just want to publicly, in case I don't get another chance, I want to thank not only the SES, all the volunteers and everyone that put their lives at risk to try and save this community and be there for you. Thank you very much.